Hey guys, I'm Alistair and this is the Hoka Speedgoat 6 GTX. So the Speedgoat, as always, is a polarizing trail running shoe. I really love it, but there are people out there who don't. Now, the GTX or waterproof version of the Speedgoat is still polarizing, and I think you're going to want to hear my thoughts on this one. If you follow me for a while, you know me well enough, then this review might surprise you. Keeping it cryptic for now, but stick around and you're going to learn all about the Speedgoat 6 GTX. If you haven't watched my Speedgoat 6 original version, definitely watch that review. There's a link up there and in the description. That will help give you a better, more detailed picture of the Speedgoat as it stands. This shoe does build on that, so it is very helpful to watch that review first. But if you don't want to, then I'll explain a little bit about this shoe and what it's designed for. It is an all-mountain trail running shoe. The GTX version has given it some upgrades in the upper, and those upgrades allow it to be waterproof, so you're protected from water getting in the shoe if it is raining, or if you're running in through deep water or sloppy mud, conditions like that, then this Gore-Tex version will help protect your feet in those conditions. But as with most Gore-Tex running shoes, those waterproof upgrades do bring some hindrances or downsides to running shoes. Usually they're a bit heavier, and most of the time they are less flexible and less breathable too. Starting with the key specifications, they cost $170. I will let you know by the end of this review if I believe they're worth that price tag. They weigh 10 ounces for a size US men's 9, that's my pair. Interesting because the non-waterproof version weighs 9.4 ounces. They have the same drop as the non-waterproof version as well. That's a drop of 5 millimeters with 40 millimeters under the heel of stack height and 35 under the forefoot. The upper is using that waterproof Gore-Tex Invisi Fit material and protection. The outsole still has the amazing Vibram Mega Grip on it with 5mm lugs and traction lug. That is exactly the same as the outsole on the Speedgoat 6 and the same midsole, by the way, which has a very balanced ride. It's not hugely cushioned like the older versions of the Speedgoat were, and a lot of people will like that. It does bring extra durability and more springiness over time from the midsole, but some people might miss that super cushy feel. Sizing and fit then, well, the Speedgoat 6 GTX still comes up quite tight. Very similar to the Speedgoat 6 non-GTX. On that one I recommended going up a half size. I recommend doing exactly the same for the Speedgoat 6 GTX. If you do have very wide feet, you're lucky. There is a wide version of this shoe as well, so I'd recommend going for that one if that sounds like you. Okay then, you've made it to my performance review. I'm going to start with the things that I do like about the Speedgoat 6 GTX. First off, the upper. I mean, it's doing what it's supposed to do, and that is to protect your feet from rain or any kind of water that you might be running through. It does a really good job here. It does keep water out as promised and advertised. But it's not perfect. I'll tell you why in just a moment, stick around. The traction then is still fantastic. I absolutely love the control and confidence that the Speedgoat series gives me. The 5 and the 6, both fantastic. And that is down to this Vibram Mega Grip outsole with traction lug, which is the shape and technology that goes into these 5mm lugs. Really helps you claw into the trail if you're going up steep inclines, but also down steep technical declines. It really is the GOAT, and it is a fantastic all-mountain trail running shoe. The GTX version, of course, still has those properties, but it's certainly not the same shoe. The midsole is really nice, exactly the same as the Speedgoat 6, the non-waterproof version. It provides a nice balanced ride. It's using MEVA foam, and that is a little bit stiffer, less cushioned, but more stable and more durable over time than the Speedgoat 5 last generation, I did mention all this in my Speedgoat 6 review, how it's changed the ride of the shoe, and it has actually changed the Speedgoat quite a bit from the previous generation in terms of ride and feel. Some people will really love the upgrades there or changes, and some people might miss some of the features from Speedgoat 5. It's still got the really nice articulated heel counter that the original has. I really like this because it keeps any pressure away from your Achilles tendon, but it also locks your foot in the shoe really well, gives you a good heel lock, and you can slip your foot into them really easily too. And you can use this little finger loop at the rear to help you do so. That said, this finger loop, I don't know, I don't really like it. I don't like these horizontal finger loops. I would much prefer it if it went vertically and I could just grab it and slip the shoe on. And the next thing is, it's crazy durable. This upper is almost bomb-proof. It is crazy. Really like how durable that is. That's going to last a very long time. And that same goes for the midsole. Still very durable. In the GTX version, it's the same midsole. And Vibram Mega Grip. Anyone who knows it, well, you know. It's the best. You can't beat Vibram Mega Grip for traction right now, and I find it very durable too. All right, it's time to go over some of the downsides, or some of the areas for improvement in my opinion. First off, I'm going to start where I started on my pros, and that's the upper. Now yes, you've got all this waterproof protection and durability in the upper, so it's going to be much more resistant to tears, and it will keep water out. But all those properties have done something interesting. They've made the shoe much stiffer. There's a lot less flex in this upper, and it is a tight shoe. I do really miss the flexibility in the upper. I feel like it reduces my ability to quickly react to the trail because my toes don't have as much wiggle room or ability to flex the shoe. Leaving me with less control. So it is a little bit of a shame for me. This upper does of course make it less breathable as well. So if you are running in conditions where it might be humid or warm, then your feet are going to get pretty hot in these shoes. So I would recommend going with the standard version if that sounds like you. That said, in winter weather it will keep your feet warm, so pros and cons. Is the Hoka Speedgoat 6 GTX worth $170 then? For me it's not. If you do really prioritize flexibility in your running shoes and you don't like your feet getting warm, then these aren't going to be for you. Unfortunately, they are just a much stiffer shoe, and it does feel very different in my opinion to the Speedgoat 6. A shoe that I really love. So I find my pole flipping in this case. I absolutely love the Speedgoat 6, but I just can't get behind the Speedgoat 6 GTX for me. Drop any question you got in the comments down below. I'm always very responsive in the comments section. And if you're still not sure about this shoe in particular, but you're looking for another waterproof shoe or any running shoe, whether it's trail or road, let me know your circumstances in the comments down below, and I'll be sure to get you hooked up with the best running shoes for you. That's my promise. Well, thanks for watching this Hoka Speedgoat 6 GTX review. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, share it with a friend, and subscribe to my channel for more running shoe reviews just like this one. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.